1,000-pound sisters, 6 signs Tammy Slaton is too independent after weight loss milestones. 1,000-pound sisters season 7 is in full swing. And reality television star Tammy Slaton has never been more self-sufficient. 38-year-old Tammy and her 37-year-old sister, Amy Slaton, have been on an incredible weight loss journey since the beloved unscripted show premiered in 2020. During the first episode of the series, Amy weighed over 400 pounds while Tammy weighed over 600 pounds. Neither of the women were living their best lives. While Amy struggled, Tammy was in way worse shape. Her quality of life was severely diminished, and she needed help almost constantly. After losing a significant amount of weight, Tammy's life changed completely. Since then, everything has changed. She used to need help with even daily activities, but, these days, the 1,000-pound sisters season 7 star is more independent than ever. Being independent has transformed Tammy completely, and she's always looking for new ways to flex her newfound freedom. She used to need around-the-clock care, which limited her options. She was also so big that her mobility was almost non-existent. Though it's great that Tammy can take care of herself now, there are concerns that her independence could cost the show. 6. Tammy lost 500 pounds. She went from 725 pounds to 225 pounds. At over 600 pounds, Tammy certainly struggled, but she still resisted losing weight. In fact, the 1,000-pound sisters star only seemed to put on more weight. It wasn't long before she weighed 725 pounds, which was her heaviest. Still, she refused to focus on losing weight. When a health scare landed her in the hospital, everything changed for Tammy. After she awoke from her week-long medically induced coma, she realized that her life was on the line. She treated her food addiction, had bariatric surgery and lost over 500 pounds. Since losing 500 pounds, Tammy has regained most of her mobility. When 1,000-pound sisters premiered, Tammy was basically a prisoner, due to mobility issues and health problems linked with living with obesity. She'd need a wheelchair, a ramp, an oxygen tank, and someone to push her around. Just leaving her home was a huge production. She also couldn't ride in a normal car, needing a specialty van with the seats ripped out. Since losing weight, Tammy can get up and go anywhere and anytime she wants. She laid down on the floor of the vehicle. 5. Tammy considered leaving Kentucky. She almost said goodbye to the bluegrass state. The Slatons are an extremely close-knit family, which can be wonderful, but it can have its downside. Tammy loves her family, but during 1,000-pound sisters season 6, Tammy longed for space and independence. It's ironic that Tammy is the one who wants to get away from everyone else when she seems to be the one making most of the trouble. In fact, if Tammy were a Shakespearean character, her fatal flaw would be her infinite stubbornness. Tammy's problem is her stubbornness. Now that Tammy is more independent, she wants to flex her newfound freedom, which could hurt the show. For Tammy's first dinner party, she cooked chicken fettuccine alfredo. During a recent episode of 1,000-pound sisters season 7, Tammy attended her first dinner party since losing weight. The party was hosted by Tammy's friend, Steve, but it was Tammy who prepared the meal. She cooked a chicken fettuccine alfredo, and served it at dinner for 5. The food looked questionable, but the group enjoyed sharing it together. The dinner was also attended by Steve's fiancée, Bradley, and a lesbian couple. The group ate dinner and talked in the garage. Though it was a small gathering, being able to attend the dinner party was a big deal for Tammy. She was always trapped in her house before she lost weight, so she mostly spent time with her family. Though the 1,000-pound Sisters Season 7 star loves her close-knit Sladen family, she was thrilled to have real friends to hang out with. Social life gets too hectic, it may mean she's too busy to be on the show. Tammy recently started dating a woman named Andrea, who she met on an online dating app. I had just got on there. I wasn't on there very long, and I saw her, and she saw me, and we just started talking. Said Andrea during a recent episode of 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 7. And it's been, like, every day since. During a solo confessional, Tammy sweetly described Andrea as beautiful. Tammy went on to say that she has strong feelings for Andrea. She wants to keep taking things slowly. Tammy has a new love interest and I saw her, and she saw me, and we just started talking. 1,000-Pound Sisters fans got to meet Andrea during her first date with Tammy. Tammy confessed this was the first real date she'd ever been on. Andrea didn't reveal much about herself during the bowling alley date, but she did admit she's a competitive person. "So competitive, I gotta beat you," said Andrea, adding, "I have to beat you." Is known about Andrea at this point, but maybe she'll stick around longer than some of Tammy's past relationships. Tammy went to the UK. She can go anywhere she wants. Before losing weight, travel was out of the question for Tammy. She was too big to fly, and her weight made tourism out of the question. That all changed after Tammy's extraordinary weight loss. After several domestic trips, Tammy and the other Sladen siblings took a much longer trip farther away from home during 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 6. Sladens traveled to the United Kingdom, which is where their ancestors are from. With the last vestige of her weight loss behind her, Tammy will be more independent than ever. Sladens seemed to have a great time during their travels across the pond, and they even donned Elizabethan costumes at one point. After the trip, Tammy posted Instagram photos of her and her sister, 43-year-old Amanda Halterman, looking incredible in Renaissance-style attire. Now that Tammy can travel, her wanderlust may pull her away from 1,000-Pound Sisters. When Tammy had skin removal surgery, she'll have more mobility than ever. Losing so much weight so quickly was great for Tammy, but it came with a downside, too. Shedding the pounds has left Tammy with lots of loose excess skin. Aside from how it looks, it also limits her mobility. She has so much skin hanging between her legs, that she's off balance when she walks. It took a lot of work for Tammy to qualify for skin removal surgery. Just when it started to look like it wasn't going to happen, Tammy's doctors finally approved her skin removal procedure during 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 7. The most recent episode of 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 7 teased Tammy's upcoming surgery. With the last vestige of her weight loss behind her, Tammy will be more independent than ever. Once she can walk normally, she will have even more of her mobility back. Which means the reality television star will have even more freedom. Hopefully, her newfound independence won't pull her away from her family and the show.